Welcome to another video. Just as a heads up, chill crypto. This is not financial advice. This is just a casual conversation between some crypto heads. Who we got in the building
Vegeta.
on the planet? Who else?
We got Kakarot.
Man like cats. And Goku. And Goku's here, myself.
Twins.
What are we discussing today? Chiliz.
By the way, if you don't know why that's funny, right, that we've got both Goku and Kakarot, I'm not sure if you watching our video.
Casuals.
Yeah, casuals.
Well, yeah, man. What are you man saying about Chiliz?
Yo, I think Chiliz is interesting. It's a really interesting project in this NFT space. Almost giving fans back, not giving fans back, but giving fans access to clubs which they've never had before. And if they pull it off to the magnitude which they can, because he signed some really cool players in terms of like AC Milan and Man City, I think it's a really, really interesting project.
Right. No, yeah, I think Chiliz is interesting. I think initially I didn't really get it, to be honest with you. I think we struggled to get, like, I remember I was talking about it a while back, like we struggled to get our heads around it, but we just saw it was pumping. But when I finally got my head around it to an extent now, watched a few more videos on it, tried to understand a bit more in terms of what the token's actually doing and stuff. Like, I think it's actually promising. Like, I think they've genuinely created something brand new. But Kakarot, you might have the largest holding in Chiliz out of all of us right now. So what got you kind of persuaded on it?
Good.
Nah, you know what, Goku? Unless you've sold all your Chiliz, I'm not sure if that's true because. So what happened? Well, what had happened was, so basically, Omi was doing really well in it, and so Omi was doing really well, and all I kept on hearing in our group chat was, you know, I'm buying this and I'm buying that. I've got this million and buy the dip, and you know, and I think there's FOMO there's FOMO, right? FOMO isn't always a good thing, especially when you haven't done your research.
Facts.
Right.
But obviously, with Omi, I'd done my research, so although it was FOMO in, and I didn't want to miss out, it was also a case of knowing that, well, if I sell a bit of, you know, Chiliz, I can have a bit more money to be able to do some investing in Omi. But back to Chiliz, right? And I do have a bit of a holding there, and it's a healthy one. It's a healthy one.
Good.
You know, the kind of the kind that means if it gets in and around that, you know, $10-15 mark, I'm gonna be a happy man. You know, I'm looking forward to that.
Right.
Yeah, man, I'm bullish. But I must say, as bullish as I am about Chiliz, and maybe we're gonna have to make another video about this going forward. But as bullish as I am about Chiliz, I'm even more bullish about their token releases. So, for instance, they've recently signed City. You best believe, right? You best believe that come the day when they're launching that coin, I'm going to be there. I am going to be there.
I know you told me this before. Like, how have the other coins performed on launch? I guess that's the real question now. Like, if you're looking to buy in, one, how do you get in on launch?
Yeah.
Because I'm not sure everybody knows that. I don't necessarily know that right now.
Okay.
And two, how have coins performed on launch?
So the second one is a difficult question to answer, so I'll take that in. I'll take a staggered approach to that. But as far as where you can actually buy it on launch day, right? The only place to buy it on launch day and the cheapest place to buy these tokens in general, right, is the Socios app.
Right.
I think it's pronounced Socios, but yes, is the Socios app. So yeah, if you don't have that, go to the App Store, download Socios, and then you have a couple of options. So you could either buy directly from the app. You can make your CHZ Chiliz token purchases directly from the app, or you can transfer your tokens that you have from the different exchanges, whether that's like Binance or crypto.com, or why am I mentioning crypto.com? Maybe because the more users we have on crypto.com, the better my. Anyways, no, shouldn't be doing that. But yeah, so the way in which you take part is by going there, creating your account. You also have to go through a verification process. Goku, I've mentioned this in the past. So the verification process is actually not it's not difficult. It's straightforward if you're in the crypto space.
Yeah.
Go on there, provide your documents, and yeah, you're ready for that day when they launch the coin. As far as your second question, right? How have the previous launches gone? I think this is where there's a bit of difficulty because Barcelona is the biggest club in the world, top 3 biggest clubs in the world. Their launch was, I think, 6 months ago or slightly longer than that. So what you had was a situation whereby you didn't have as many people using the platform. You didn't have Binance showcasing these coins as well. So they didn't really do like amazing numbers on launch day is essentially where I'm looking to go to. However, right, since launch day, I mean, they're doing bits. Like their numbers are crazy. And actually, can one of you guys check the market cap for just a fan token market cap on coin market cap? Sorry, I don't know what happened to my tongue there, but yeah,
which one?
The fan token.
Just a fan token. So they literally have a section just for the fan token.
Taya, I'm quite interested in knowing how many actual real fans have sort of acquired these tokens, these fan tokens, as opposed to just crypto early adopters. What do you think the percentage is?
So you see that's a very interesting question, and I don't want to take us down another pathway, right? But I'll actually leave you with this question: how does a club know that the people who bought their token are real fans? But anyways, the answer to your question is, you can't know, and the likelihood is that it's mostly going to be crypto heads who have bought into this coin, believing that there's a buck to be made. However, and what we have seen is that these major clubs, so Barcelona being the biggest club, and then PSG and Juventus also big clubs. What you're seeing with these major institutions, we're talking about, I think, $1 billion businesses, right? What you're seeing with these guys is they're doing the promo on their Twitter accounts. They're talking about Chiliz on match day, the billboards you're seeing,
exciting
Chiliz.
stuff.
And even recently, man, I saw the best press opportunity I've seen in a while. So Cristiano Ronaldo recently scored a goal. I think he scored a goal to make it 770 goals he's scored in professional football.
Wow.
And he was presented with, guess what, 770 Chiliz tokens.
Wow.
Right? So when I saw it, I'm a bit slow, man. I saw it, I thought this is a bit cheesy. But the next day, the next day, what you find is every single article is referencing this gift that Ronaldo was presented with for scoring 770 goals, and you just think, oh wow, that's actually some great PR work by Chiliz. But again, back to the question about Richard, what was your second question?
Bro, I don't know. You've been on a roll though, bro. Let it lead, man. Let it lead. Let it lead. I think I was speaking about how did your conviction build up? Was one of them.
Yeah. Totally.
Really, that was my question. Like, how did your conviction build up? Why did you buy in? And by the sounds of it, like,
it's a great thing that this is a video, and I know that definitely wasn't the question. But
do you know? I'm really so obviously I just recently done some research around it, and I think one of the appeals about this token is the consumer, and it's the when you think about football fans and how irrational they think. They sort of stay true to their
don't
clubs.
Shoot all football fans.
Okay,
like
not
that.
all football fans, but most of them don't.
Man, say football fans are dumb.
I didn't say that, but most of them are led by emotion, right? Most of them stay true to their club regardless of the results. And if those guys are your consumers, and they potentially could have a say, could have more stake in their club, in terms about whether that's transfer fee, who's the transfer, the starting 11. I think that's a massive play, and I think just knowing that Chills are not only sticking to football, also obviously have potentially more sports down the line, like the MLB and basketball and whatnot. I think this is a really cool project.
No, yeah, I think I agree. And like you said, I think something that's quite cool is the types of things that people can vote on. And so, initially I thought it was just not even just, but I thought it was restricted to, what color are we painting the door, and like what color, and well really like what color is our jersey, and what color is the stadium, and should we add this like these vending machines, or should we do this or whatever, right?
Which I think is cool in and of itself.
Yeah, which is cool. And like you said, it takes people from being passive, who are especially really passionate about a sport, to being active participators in some sense, right? They can attend the stadium, go to the stadium, and actually see some of the things that they voted on present.
Crazy.
But I think the crazier thing is that actually, I don't remember the name of the team, but one team's even allowed people to pick the formation, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The team went on to win 6-0, which shows the fans know what they're doing. But it's even relegating certain like managerial decisions to the crowd. Like maybe they can't do that with Barca, right? They can't like I don't know that anyone other than Barca's manager should be out there trying to pick the team and whatnot. But just the fact that that's even a potential, and the fact that they can extend this kind of functionality, this voting, and having some sort of like control in like your favorite sports athlete or your favorite team, etc. Like you can have some sort of like influence there. I think that's just going to be mad.
I think you're right.
Mad.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
I think potentially the potential might not come from the top tier clubs. The full utilization of these tokens could be appreciated more in the lower tier clubs, right?
Facts.
So like in the Championship, in the English division, right, or the La Liga, Serie B and stuff like that. I think they could sort of really benefit this, like not only financially, but like really have like true engagement, greater engagement than they have with their fans than previously, right? And I think that'd be really interesting how they sort of utilize those sort of smaller division clubs and what they do with it. It could be a really cool sort of use case.
And I think even like on that trail of fan engagement and the use case for even the smaller clubs, I love the fact that on the Chiliz app, you've got the locker room functionality that allows you to, right, at the right time, essentially beg and plead with your club to take it up. And I think that's just a great thing for Chiliz. That's a great thing 100%. For fans. And that's a great thing for us investors, because ultimately, I'm in this space. I love football, but I'm in this space because I want to make money.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And even going back to the point I was making about investing in the fan tokens. So I checked quickly, and if I'm not mistaken, so Barca's fan token, right, I think it's just over a year, has returned a yield of 1,623%.
Wow.
Right? That's just crazy.
Yeah.
Trust. Just trust. You get the confetti, Barca. You get the confetti still.
Just to throw a spanner in the works, what's stopping a club, let's just say Arsenal, for instance, saying to their season ticket holders, you guys have this, you guys have similar, what am I trying to say? Similar
voting rights and stuff like that.
Yeah, voting rights as the Chili token. Like, what's stopping Arsenal doing that, and why wouldn't fans, sort of glean or like gravitate towards that as opposed to Chili?
Just as a quick one, by the sounds of things, the amount of token that you hold automatically affects your voting power. And so the more vested somebody is, the more voting power or rights that they possess within the team. And that can only be done with some form of token purchasing or share purchasing of some sorts.
Yeah.
And even just the idea of an exchange, being able to purchase tokens from other people, allowing the price to be self-governed, burning tokens progressively,
I used to, because like, there's no reason for like an Arsenal to turn their season tickets into NFT, right? And then because I'm assuming I've never bought a season ticket. I'm not a season ticket holder, but like season tickets probably like value in different like certain season tickets give you access to like the box and stuff like that, or better seats and stuff like that.
Right.
I'm assuming that that's the case. Why can't an Arsenal do that? Turn their season tickets into an NFT. Obviously, you can sort of trade that around. That can also appreciate in value. That NFT, that ticket in of itself could be something like, let's say you have a Champions League ticket in that season ticket holder. I don't know.
It can.
That can
It makes
appreciate
sense.
value as well.
It makes sense. Like, you should probably be able to buy, to even like, for example, people who own a particular amount of tokens should automatically be given season tickets or access to X number of games or access to the box or something like that. Like, there's loads of potential things you could trigger
Goku,
in terms of rewards.
I think Vegeta's point is more why go with
Chills?
Chilz or Chiliz.
Infrastructure.
Why go with Chiliz instead of like just doing this yourself? And I think the answer is infrastructure. Sorry, care to elaborate?
Yeah, infrastructure costs. Like the fact that it's already been built. Like I said, you would have to facilitate an exchange. You'd have to because it's not the exchange is not just to purchase Chiliz tokens, exchange Chiliz tokens for your what's it called, your let's say your Barca token or what would be your Ars token, but it would also be for like peer-to-peer exchange, right? That's really what's happening in the background, and I think that kind of peer-to-peer like interaction is already it's actually quite a complex thing to build. It's not super straightforward. And yeah, the idea of actually like tokenizing things and all that kind of stuff, again, it's not straightforward tech. And so if it's already been built out in a nice way and in a way whereby you can potentially leverage synergies and also get like the traction of like an exchange that's already up there where Barca's on and AC Milan's on, etc., network effects, loads of other opportunities open up in the long term. And this is the scariest thing about Chiliz. The fact that they're already building up these network effects means that in the future, not just football, but we've already said like the NFL potentially, baseball, Formula One racing, you name it, you could potentially see an exchange
UFC.
of people voting on so many different things. Even what might be really cool and things that just haven't been explored yet is just like single person, so non-team sports, and just seeing what type of opportunities are there. Whether that's getting a signed baseball or whatever, or a signed tennis racket from Serena Williams or something, or whether that's getting being able to sit with a family. I don't know, you name it. It's definitely got like opening up loads of doors and loads of potential ways. And I think what we're seeing in the difference between whether it's a Barcelona or a lower tier team is there's a lot of different things you could potentially offer to die-hard fans. And that's where the game really gets interesting to us. And
it's bigger than just a new jersey every season. It's bigger than that, which I'm really excited about.
So like on one last note from me is that my biggest thing about Chiliz is not that it's just an interesting project, but it's creating a new market. And anything that creates an entirely new market is, if you ever look at just like how innovation works in general, like that's a big thing, like in the long run, that potentially opens up. I don't even want to say nothing. This is not financial advice. Do your own research.
please.
DYOR.
But I'm just saying, like, is Chiliz a shout? Like, is Chiliz a good shout in my mind? Well,
and I think that a part that we haven't touched on is as far as the value proposition that Vegeta was alluding to is just the reality that if you went to Man City as these guys did, what you would have said to them was everything that Goku has just said, right? But on top of that, right, or somewhere in the middle, you'd have said, well, actually, you do all of this and you're going to get remunerated, you're going to get money. And I think I saw a report that I think the fan tokens had accrued in and around $30 million, right, for all of these clubs, right? Whether that, and I'm guessing that they're splitting that money. But that's just really in the infancy of this, right? In the infancy. Imagine when they have 20, 30 big clubs on this on their exchange. Imagine when it's not just football that's leading the way, right? Soccer or whatever is leading the way. Imagine when they've got, as you said, Major League Baseball, when they've got American football, when they've got the UFC, it's going to be crazy, right? So I think that value proposition of, you know what, right? You don't have to build anything. You don't have to spend any time or any money working in development. Worst case scenario, yes, come to us. Worst case scenario, you're going to have to employ the means of some high power lawyers to read through the fine print. But apart from that, just come sign with us and we'll make sure that you're making money and your fans, right? As Goku was saying, and your fans are going to have the best opportunity to feel empowered as far as their football club, as far as their UFC fighter, as far as their Major League Baseball player, etc. and etc.
I'm intrigued to see if any of the players actually get a cut from any of this, or if it's just purely from like the board office level. I wonder if any of the players sort of are looking into this, or potentially are saying, "All right, am I going to get any money from this?"
I think what's actually probably what's going to happen is they're probably not going to see any money from it.
Yeah.
I say that in the sense that the clubs will just, especially in a time like we've experienced, where COVID has really affected the way people experience sports, whether that's in Brazil, whether that's in the United States, whether that's in the United Kingdom, right, where people haven't been able to go to matches, right? People haven't been able to go to matches, and I think as far as sports clubs are concerned, I'll speak about the football world. The two major income streams are
tickets.
Match day tickets, right, and two, sponsorships. Sponsorships would have taken just a slight dip, right, just because COVID is just so all-encompassing. However, right, it's those match day tickets that they've lost out on, and those clubs would have now had to find creative ways to make up that shortfall. A club like we mentioned Barcelona. It's probably no coincidence that Barcelona is one of the first big clubs on it, because they have they have a crazy debt of close to a billion. So it's just those clubs now trying to work in the 21st century and trying to figure out how to be creative in making money, and so essentially that football player is not going to get an extra dime because of this fan token. It just might mean that although they don't get an extra dime, that their club has more money to spend with.
Well, I would say they don't get an extra dime yet, most likely. I don't want to be too conclusive, because I'm not fully sure how the money, like where the money goes after, right?
True.
But if they don't get a dime at the moment, I think in the long run, in the whole integrity to what crypto is, in terms of rewarding, trying to be a bit more, I was going to say be a bit more fair in terms of rewards, but then again, football players are paid quite fairly, to be honest. Maybe let me stop that point there. I'm not going to fight for you. I'm actually not going to fight for you. So yeah.
No,
I think you got a point.
I think it's slightly different because like you're not interacting directly. So for example, a platform like SoRare, right,
True.
where you're actually buying into players and playing player cards. Particularly, I can see that trickling down to players itself. Where this, I think, probably just is all sort of captured by the board.
To be fair, if a player scores a goal right now, tokens get burned for the and if a player, if a team wins a game, tokens get burned. More tokens get burned for that team and stuff like that.
Of course, yes.
So there are direct implications based on a player's performance, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You are, but you're right. It's not like Sorare or Sorare, whatever, however it's meant to be pronounced. Where you're trading player cards yet. But that's probably a nice place for us to.
That's a functionality.
To leave open, but we have heard them mention like socials, NFTs and stuff like that, and Chiliz NFTs, and so I wouldn't be surprised if in the long run we would see something quite similar. And then the final question at that point is, what happens to those two companies? Does one eventually buy the other, or do they like own rights to specific teams and end up just having half the teams on one exchange and half the
Goku, you
teams on the
already know
other.
how I feel about this, man. I think So Rare is crap. And I think they've got some. I think they've got some crap licenses, and I think
Oh my goodness!
We don't all share those opinions.
He doesn't represent us.
We don't represent.
Yes, these are my views. I don't represent Chill Crypto. However, right. So I think the thing about whether or not the players are going to get a cut, it will be interesting to see how they work that, and it will be interesting to see how So Rare works it, because obviously, ultimately, with footballers have something that's called image rights, right? And some players sign away the image rights. Sometimes they either sign it all away, or they sign like 50% of it away to the club, etc., etc.
Crazy.
So it'll be interesting to see the complications that they have to get into in order to bring some products to the market. However, as Goku mentioned earlier, we've already seen that Chiliz have teased us with the idea that the NFTs are coming. And again, as I said, the big clubs are also doing the teasing. So on Barcelona's Twitter account the other time I saw it.
Yeah. They put the NFT thing there, said it's coming. They said the demand's there. It's coming, don't worry. Vegeta, real quick one though, right before we close as well. Is what about NBA Top Shot? Have they given money to they're giving money to the players?
Yeah. So the NBA Top Shot has a contract with not only the NBA but the NBA Players Association as well.
Mad.
I believe all the players are signed up to the NBA Players Association. I believe it's anyway close to like 1 to 2% of sales go to the NBA players if their cards are sold and back and forth. See, that's what I believe is happening. That's what I've sort of researched.
That might make sense because the market fee is already 5% or something like that. So that would actually make sense. In terms of explaining where some of the money's going. But yeah, man.
Brett, is that in the form of like an ongoing royalty?
Yeah.
I'm gonna assume so. Yeah.
I'm in the wrong job, I'm
100%, 100%, bro.
Yeah, man. You need to grow a few feet and go and start playing some ball.
I really do, man. I really do. I think I was born in the wrong country as well.
I don't want to reveal your country. But anyway.
Is it just your country or your height? But anyway,
guys, I was gonna say this has been a good convo. What we'll do is we'll make sure we post all the links that we've mentioned below. So if you're interested in anything that we've spoken about, or you want to find something that we've spoken about, therefore search below in the details, and you should find it. But yeah, guys, this is Chill Crypto, man, and we're out.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
Till next time. Cool.